Good afternoon. Welcome to the gallery at Belmont Media Center. I'm Liz Doles, gallery coordinator, and I'm here with our two artists who are exhibiting this month in a show called Faces, Places, and Spaces. My two artists, David Mynott and Shan Akiba, both work with very traditional subject matter, in this case portraiture, but they work in very divergent media. So first I'm going to ask David about his work. And first of all, what got you started as an artist?
I have to say my older brother, Liz, he was drawing before me and my younger brother, and we sat and copied him. That's how we became artists.
Okay. Shan, how about you? What brought you to art?
I think it was escapism for me personally. I started with the digital art back in 2010. And I was into Photoshop at that time and wanted to create like a sci-fi fantasy world of my own, and I've been doing it since.
David, why don't you tell us a little bit about this particular portrait?
This piece was done for a friend, for practice. I hadn't done any portraiture in a while, and done as a bit of a surprise for him. But once he got word of it, couldn't wait to see it done. And I have pictures of it going through the various stages. And it's a easier medium, just charcoal and pencil. But eventually, I'd like to do an oil version of it.
Our other artist this month is Shan Akiba, and we are looking at his portrait of Sammy and Teddy. And could you tell us a little bit about your digital process?
Well, this is digital art, and I'm using several applications from PixArt to Photoshop to creative art. And this is basically a composition of Teddy, of course, which I was inspired by artificial intelligence, Steven Spielberg's movie. And Teddy was a friend to the artificial intelligent little individual named David. And Sammy Davis is probably one of my favorite artists because he was Renaissance when it came to artistic creativity. So more or less, I'm in the digital phase of my, genre or venture, should I say, but I'm still inspired by conventional artistry from pastel, sketch, mosaic, oil paintings, acrylic airbrush, and I want to go into back into that genre or that direction, but right now I'm just in the digital art phase.
David, your work is clearly imbued with a humanist philosophy, and I know that you are also a social activist. Could you talk a little bit about the content of your work, your humanism, and your social activism for us?
Yes, Liz, I've always been interested in social activism, and that does inform my work. An interest in housing, healthcare, education, justice and equality, world peace, and a clean environment for everyone. I think that about covers it. Yes, this one is based on a photograph, Liz. I found it in a magazine and I fell in love with it. And I was actually at a temp job where they left me alone most of the time. And so took a couple days at work and I completed it.
So double dipping. All
yes.
Right. I know that visual art is one of your media, but I also know, Shan, that you are a musician, a music producer. You're also an actor. But I've chosen this one to look at because of the musical influence. Now, we're going to hear today, a little later at this reception, some of your playlist. And what I'd like to know from you is how you feel your music, your digital music, and your digital art, and even your acting, come together as one expression of who you are.
Well, this photo here is the Gents, and it's going into like the 60s era. One of the gentlemen remind me of the Beatles, Sam Cooke, and the soul and the British invasion, etc. So that's pretty much where I got this influence from. And then the collaboration of my acting and theater, in which I just graduated from Emerson College for theater. And if you look at online, you will find, if you look up Sparker 5000, you'll hear my music, etc. So I want to say more or less that the music and the artistry is kind of like mending together as, as a composition of who I am as an individual. And as I try to grow as an artist per se in all those different fields. So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of patience and there's a lot of maturity that, you know, I'm allowed to grow within myself.
Okay, so this is a little bit different. It's sort of an outlier in this show, but I see that it's called Star Luminary, and it's a collage, a digital photography collage. And what's the philosophy behind this, David?
This is connected to my work with an organization called Share International. And our job is to educate humanity about the emergence of the world teacher Maitreya and his group, the Masters of Wisdom. These are not political figures, not religious figures, not looking for a following, and they don't want you to believe in them. They want you to experience them. And we put out a press release in late 2008 saying there would be a sign that Maitreya would be prepared to do his first television interview, under another identity, of course. We don't want to interfere with people's free will. So he came on television as an ordinary person. And this image appeared in the skies starting in late December 2008 and was seen all over the world. There's actually 4 of them, the 4 corners of the earth, visible most of the time, most evenings, if you've got a tripod and a good zoom lens. These images were taken between January 2009 and the fall of 2021. All of these were seen over Boston. And they all change color, shape, size. They have a mechanical blink. They appear and disappear. And they have various changing colors. That's how we know it's not a planet or a star, which have to stick to their own elliptical or their own position in space. So it's a sign to humanity that better days are coming, and this has been viewed by people all over the world who have nothing to do and know nothing about Share International or the story I just told you. So look in the night sky and you might see it too.
I want to thank both of you for exhibiting your work here in Belmont, but I also want to ask you each one quick question. Where do you see your work and your art and your personal lives going from here, your artistic personal lives? Just in a brief summation. David?
I'd like my art to do more healing and teaching of humanity, and to show that we're all connected. All the atoms of creation are connected, so all of us are connected. And as Shan has mentioned, each one of us cannot change the entire world, but since we are part of that world and part of humanity, as we uplift and improve ourselves, we're helping all of the world. And that's what I'd like to do my best in service to humanity through my art.
I would like to just bring the beauty to life, you know, with everyone, and bringing, like, I can't say world peace because I'm just a minute microcosm of the world, but I think once we all kind of like interlink based on our, you know, differences and our creativity, I think we're able to bring together more of a beautiful humanitarian concept within the existence of life.
Okay, I want to thank both my artists, Shan Akiba and David Mynott, for their beautiful show here at the gallery at the Belmont Media Center. Shan, congratulations on your graduation from Emerson. And David, congratulations on all the work that you've been doing. And please stop by the gallery to see the beautiful work we have up until July 29th. Thank you.